Washington for the Apple Cup between Washington and Washington State. Now, by my math, this is the 117th meeting of the Apple Cup, and the series is, as of right now, pretty one-sided. Wazoo's record is 34, 76, and 6, I believe. Driving across the entire state of Washington is beautiful. We hiked Mount St. Helens, which is very hard.
Probably the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
We then went to Rainier and Rainier National Park, went the day around there. And then today, drove from Yakima to Pullman, and man, this state is so diverse in terms of landscape. It is beautiful. The Palouse is beautiful. I wish we would have been here a couple days earlier, or a couple weeks earlier, when the grain is, or the wheat is fully gold and everything. A lot of it was harvested, but it still is an absolutely gorgeous state, gorgeous campus.
Love the landscape.
Weather right now is 81 and not a cloud in the sky. It is a beautiful day. Game time temp is going to be in the upper 70s. Not a lot of wind, very sunny. Could not ask for much better football weather. It's going to be a good one.
Oh yeah. This will be our first time seeing Washington State live. We did see Washington 2 years ago, back in 2023, during Washington versus Oregon, which was probably one of my top 5 games I've ever personally gone to.
See that video right here.
I'm super excited to be able to see Washington State today. They also currently have the 1-win streak, I believe.
Yeah, they won last year 24-19 at Pullman Field. This year it's at their home site rather than just at a neutral site. So that's always great to see from a fan experience. And I'm sure the team likes it too. So
exactly.
I will say, in my unbiased opinion, Washington State has probably the best logo in college football. You can see the W, the S that makes up the Cougar. I think it's one of the most genius logos in college sports and in all of sports, honestly.
It's really creative.
So Martin Stadium has a capacity of 32,592. It's one of the smaller stadiums in the Power 5, if you want to call it that still. Elevation here is actually 2,510 feet, so it's not completely flat. There's a little bit of, I know elevation doesn't mean anything, but there is some undulation, I think is the word with that, in their topography. I mean, even their campus has some hills and everything. Population of Pullman is 32,901, so pretty small town. I mean, I don't know what it is in Washington down here, what size of the city it is for Washington. It's definitely small. I thought I heard something earlier about them possibly putting it in Vancouver early on, but they decided out here. You'll have to let me know in the comments how you like that. Because I have a feeling if it was in Vancouver, I imagine it would be a major university, kind of like Washington. It still is, but like the scale of Washington.
I think that it was put more out here in Pullman because of the agricultural aspect of Washington State in the history.
Washington has, like I said, dominated the series. They've won 8 out of the last 10. And then this year, I think they're 2-0. They had a little bit of a shaky win earlier, but Washington's looked pretty good. Washington State kind of has struggled. They beat San Diego State, but they had a little bit of a struggle bus last week against North Texas. It was a pretty bad game. So I'm hoping for a good game here. A lot of this trip was done just because we love Washington, the state, and everything. Figured might as well just throw in the Apple Cup, you know, called the Apple Cup, obviously, because of Washington's history with apples. So
yeah, Washington is by far my favorite state. There's just so many beautiful parts of the state, including the Cascades. Seattle's its own vibe.
The Olympics or Olympic Mountains, I think.
Absolutely. And
the state has a bunch of different.
Out here in the Palouse, it's just absolutely beautiful.
Yep. So one other tidbit is Washington State and University of Idaho are actually really close. They've got to be some of the closest for for major universities next to each other. They're 8 miles apart. The rivalry between them is called the Battle of Palouse. They used to play regularly in football, but Idaho dropped to the FCS level back in, 2018, so the football game stopped. They still do it a lot in other sports. They actually did meet this year in football. Washington State won, I believe, by 3. So it's cool to see them starting to face each other down on the football field, and hoping they can have a lot more matchups now that the Mountain West and Pac-12 are kind of merging, and maybe Idaho can come back up. I don't know how the situation goes. We're not super familiar with West Coast football, but that is kind of cool. Hopefully they can continue to play each other. And hopefully Washington State can continue to play each other, considering how storied the Apple Cup is.
You might be wondering why we're wearing white, aside from the fact that it's actually pretty warm out today. But it is a striped stadium, so our section is currently going to be wearing white, and I think the other sections are red or scarlet, whatever their color is exactly.
Crimson. We'll have to see how it turns out on camera. I'm curious to see if it comes out and looks good, but we'll have to see.
Me too, and we're always in support of the home team, so
on this channel,
super hopeful for Washington State. The only time we aren't is if we're going to an FSU game. FSU fans at heart, no matter where we are.
Yep. My alma mater. In fact, sneak preview, we're going to FSU Virginia next week, as well as the whiteout at Penn State. It's the actual good game this year, so
yes, and it's a bucket list game, so we're super pumped about that.
Stay tuned for that. Just a little sneak preview if you watch all the videos. So score predictions, I'm not feeling great about this game. I hope Wazoo pulls through. I've got Washington 38-14.
I'm going to be a little bit too optimistic here and really hope for Washington State just because that's the type of person I am. And I think they're going to win on a close one. They're going to walk it off with a field goal, 24-21.
Honestly, I hope. That would be really good for the video. Hopefully it's not a blowout.
And for Washington State. Let's go Cougars today.
So I guess the name Wazoo, which is their Cougs nickname, comes from WASU, Washington State University. Guess if you say it like that, it sounds like Wazoo, or that's what they want it to say. So that's what their nickname is. They've been called it, from what I've seen, the 70s or 80s. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know. I didn't do too much research into that, but it's a little cool tidbit. One of their traditions is Old Crimson has been at every college game day since, I don't know the date, but down here. So that's a kind of a cool tradition. And unfortunately, game day is not here. I think it was in Miami versus Florida, but we have seen it in Ireland, I think, when we went to college game day. You can see it here, Old Crimson, and that is a pretty cool tradition.
I think they literally send it to some Washington State fan or anyone that's going to help participate it, to make sure it gets to every single game day, which is really cool.
I imagine logistics are pretty fun, and I'm very, very, very surprised that it has never missed, supposedly, from what I see. So.
Have a good one.
Thank you. Thank you. Washington and getting free merch. I don't know what it is, but the state of Washington loves giving free merch at the games. I think we got things at the Washington game, and now we have sunglasses at the Washington State game. And they're pretty cool because they say Apple Cup on the side. here. It's actually not that tall. You can see behind me. The stadium is pretty small. And our seats are actually way down there. I don't know if you can see way down there. We have the first row, which is pretty cool. There really isn't a bad seat in this stadium, honestly. You can see the field from pretty much everywhere, which is really cool.
like. Right. There you go. There you go.
Doesn't matter.
And that's another. Touchdown scored by Cole Baker, number 86, on the pass from Zion. Jack Stevens is good. Over 7. Kenny Worthy, third. Pullman on the pass. We got to field this touchdown. Timeout on the field.
At this point, it was starting to feel pretty grim for Washington State. Washington had easily scored their third touchdown, making it a 21-0 ball game, and it felt like the game was starting to get out of hand.
Nice kick.
37-yard field goal. Jack Stevens is good. Cougars 10. Halftime score. The Huskies 24, the Cougars 10.
And just when we thought Washington was going to run away with this game, Washington State made it a 14-point game by making a field goal to end the half. Wazoo was definitely still in it, which was awesome. Halftime was a great performance by both university bands, which is always really fun to see, and the best part was that the vibes were still high amongst the Washington State fans. You could still feel the night was filled with hope and camaraderie.
Not a lot of defense in this game, though. It's pretty exciting, though.
Never a good thing when it takes 6 minutes.
Yeah, that's probably game. Good fight, though.
Yeah, they definitely put up a good fight.
So not the result that us or any Washington State fans would have wanted. It's ended up leaving a little bit early. It's turning into a blowout.
Yeah.
We have a 3-hour drive to our hotel in Oregon, so got out of there a little bit early.
Not too early though, like middle of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, it was enough to get a vibe. Honestly, it was a lot better than I was expecting.
Yeah, honestly, vibes were really good the whole game, even though they weren't ever really leading.
Washington State fans were very friendly, very hospitable. Honestly, the stadium atmosphere itself, for a 30,000 seat stadium, would never have guessed it was 30,000 if I didn't know.
Yeah, not
That was a
even
very,
close.
very loud stadium for 30,000. It was a very good atmosphere. Like, I think that it was equivalent to some of the 50 and 60,000 seat stadiums that we've been to when it was close.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's like, I hope the best for Washington State.
Well, they also, again, just have a beautiful campus. Like,
Yes.
I have absolutely loved walking around here. It's really hilly, again, kind of being in the Palouse over here. Quite a bit of elevation, but it's just gorgeous, and it's got some fall colors now. End of mid-September, I guess.
Yep. And with that, again, next game we're going to go to is Florida State versus Virginia, and then the Penn State Whiteout. So Washington State, Pullman, thanks for having us.
You were great.
color.
Okay.
The other color is gonna be crimson. The other color is gonna be scarlet. The other color is gonna be red. The other color is gonna be some shade of red. I don't remember what the color is, but we got all of them covered there. Edit this part out. Score predictions.
Oh, wait, go.
So score predictions.
And I'm gonna say they're gonna win a close one on a field goal. It's gonna be 21-17. Sorry, there's a bug.